So actress Nia Long, she had a Karen encounter on an American Airlines flight. Anyone that knows Nia Long and her history, she's been in so many movies. I mean, my God, of course, you remember her from Friday, for sure. If you watch Friday, she was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air playing Will's girlfriend. She was recently in that Roxanne Shante movie. She in Blackish. I mean, Nia Long has been in so many different movies and shows, and I've always liked Nia Long. You never heard nothing bad about her in Hollywood or anything like that. But Nia Long had say she had her experience with the Karen, and it's her first flight since the pandemic. So she said she went to Twitter and she called out American Airlines. She said, "Hey, American Air, I have a story about my first flight experience since COVID. He said, I'm pretty sure I met Karen, a.k.a. Gina. You have to do better. Blatant discrimination will no longer be tolerated." He said, "White entitlement does not fly in this new day." He said, "Check your employees, more to come." So American Airlines responded and asked Nia Long to send him a DM to further elaborate on the matter. Surprisingly, they say her followers came forward with their own stories about their bad experiences with the airline. And I've heard a lot of bad experiences with American Airlines. I've never flown them. The only two airlines I've ever flown, and I've consistently flown, has been Southwest Airlines, and I've never really had a problem with Southwest. And then I flew JetBlue. At least domestically. I've flown other airlines like Ethiopian Airlines and Turkish Airlines, Kenya Airways. I flew them. But domestically, the Southwest and JetBlue. I didn't have a problem with either one of them, but I heard a lot of problems out of American Airlines. I did hear that. So they said one person has said that they weren't surprised by Nia Long's tweet. They said when they flew American Air first class to New York, they said that from via London Heathrow, they said I was asked several times, and I'm in the right seat. They said had a flight attendant snap their fingers, they said, in my face and yelled and they ran out of food. They say when it was my time to be served. Now, you in first class, you're supposed to get everything in first class. But, you have some of these airlines out here who have these, anti-black sentiments that believe that we don't belong in first class as black people, that we belong in coach. Black people make all kind of money now. You get what I'm saying? And when you're in first class, some of them folks around will say, well, what do you do for a living? I tell people this. Anytime they ever ask you, what do you do for a living? To say, I go out on the street and I collect rocks and I paint rocks and I sell them on Etsy. Just tell them that. Don't never tell these people what you do for a living. It's not their business. Say, yep, I paint them glitter, sparkles, and I bedazzle them, and I say I make a lot of money on Etsy. That's what I would tell them. It's none of their business what you do for a living. Because what? All you're going to do is be hating when I about to tell you the truth. And you shouldn't be knowing about pocket watching me anyway. I have a big thing about people pocket watching. I don't care how somebody make their money. It's not my business, right? I'm getting on a flight. I'm trying to get to my destination. I'm not worried about why you sitting next to me. Now, another user said, I had a poor experience with them too. Said, my girlfriend and I refused to ever fly with them again. It said another one, her father said it messed up her birthday weekend. It said they tried to give us a Saturday evening flight while others had a 6 a.m. flight. It said we never got to Denver and celebrated. It said it's a much longer story, though. Now, they say American Airlines had responded to the backlash, saying they're looking into Long's accusations. They said, thank you for bringing this to our attention. As we're concerned and actively looking into and reaching out to Miss Long directly. They say, if you ever noticed, they say Karen, of course, they're talking about explaining the term Karen here. And this the thing, okay? People just not going to tolerate Karen. People going to record Karen. Maybe Nia at the time didn't record Karen, or maybe she got it on tape, but she decided to hold it back for a reason. At times, people may say, listen, if you don't respond, I'm going to put the video out. But people are not going to put up with their crap. If you don't give good customer service, if Karen is showing up, you will be exposed. And I love exposing Karen. I get a rise out of it. I love it because it's ridiculous. Because I have a thing about leaving people alone. I just have a thing about that because I don't like nobody messing with me. I don't want nobody just coming in my space and I'm minding my business. I'm not fooling with you to come way where I'm at. I practice social distancing from a lot of people. That way, when they start talking about social distance, I do that on a good day. I don't just like people in my space. So that's why I practice a lot of social distancing from people. I'm not always underneath people. I don't have to be in people's house. I don't have to do any of that. Because for me, I could be working. I could be making some videos or something, right? And I ain't got to be around you. So no, it's just like Karen has to be exposed. Karen has to know that her behavior will not be tolerated, period. And it's going to take the people to constantly keep the pressure on Karen to make sure that she don't think that that's going to be tolerated, at least in the new America, right? Because as I stated before, we are going through a fundamental change in this country, and it's going to be a new America. And right now we can shape it in the way that we want, as we see. And Karen, she will not be tolerated, or she's just not going to have a great life in the new America. But leave me a comment, guys. Tell me what you think about the situation with Nia Long. And have you flew American Airlines? Have you had any bad experiences with them? Let me know.